What's up, guys? It's Cyber Sensei Aaron here. I'm going to be going through the advent of Cyber 2024 on TryHackMe. This is going to be day one, the first task. I know I'm a little behind, starting on the 9th, but the goal here is to catch up, and then every day we're doing the new task as it comes out. I know I'm new here, so I'll introduce myself. First of all, I'm Aaron. I'm in cybersecurity. So I want to give back to the community by teaching people, educating people on career paths, on tips, tricks, and also we're going to be doing a lot of cool things on this channel. I'll definitely make a better channel trailer in the future, but just want to get into this and start this off. So let me make this a little smaller. Boom. We'll just, allow Loom to look through all my computer settings. It's all good. So here we are. Task. I know it says task 7, but it's the first one out of all of them. I'll show you. So when you come here to tryhackme.com, you're gonna see this advertised, and it's gonna say join for free. Then all you do, make your account, sign in, join it. And then it's going to walk you through all this here, and it's actually pretty cool. They're giving you a 30% discount right now for the actual membership. And then, there's the rules in here. There's a little backstory and all that good stuff. But I'll let you guys read through that. We're just going to hop into task 7 here. We'll read this real quick. Miss Kitty's fingers flew across the keyboard, her eyes narrowing at the suspicious website on her screen. She had dozens of malware campaigns like this. This time, the trail led straight to someone who went by the name Glitch. Too easy, she muttered with a smirk. I still have time, she said, leaning closer to the screen. Maybe there's more. Little did she know beneath the surface lay something far more complex than a simple hacker's handle. This was just the beginning of a tangled web unraveling everything she thought she knew. So here we go. Got some learning objectives. We're going to be learning how to investigate malicious link files. We're going to learn about OPSEC and OPSEC mistakes. Understand how to track and attribute digital identities in cyber investigations. Yes, English is hard. So that's pretty cool. They start you off pretty easy in this task. Like it's not too involved. So what we got to do here is we got to start a machine. And then we got to start our attack box. So you can do that just how you saw me do it here. You go to the top of the screen for attack box. It's going to load up in this window here. And then the machine, they give you a little easy button here. And you can see here, we're just going to be doing attack box and VM today. All this other stuff is not available just because we don't really need it for this one. So we'll give it a second to load up before we hop in. Alright, we got the attack box loaded up here. Linux is primarily done through the terminal, right? And there's a lot of commands in here. You can type help. You can see there's a lot of commands in there to use. And if you ever need to know what a command does, you type man, and we'll do file here, or we'll do cat, which is one of the most common ones. And then you get a whole entry telling you exactly what it's for, what it's used for, all the different options you can use with it. So it's super helpful when you're trying to figure out what the command does, why you're using it, and these kinds of things, especially on TryHackMe. So we will press Q to quit. So let's go back to over here. So we're investigating a website. So we're McSkitty in this scenario, right? We've discovered something interesting. We want to take a little bit of a deeper look into it. So here's what we're going to do, right? They want us to investigate a YouTube to MP3 converter that's currently being shared amongst the organizers of SOCMAS, and we're going to be taking a look at exactly what that is. So here is the IP of the YouTube to MP3 converter website. So, and here we have a little background on MP3 converter websites. Let's be real here. I know most of you have used these, especially if you were born in the 90s or early 2000s. We all had to download our newest music videos and have them as a song on our computer. So we're going to navigate over here to the IP. So we'll just type that in, 10. So here we go. We're at the website. We've typed the IP in. Make sure that this IP is the one that shows up on your task. It could be different, so just make sure you're doing that if that's maybe why it's not working for you. So we are on the page website. So I'm just going to open this in browser just so it's a little easier to see. And boom, you can see the whole website here. Looks pretty legit. So that's pretty cool. Back to the task. So what they want us to do is paste this link inside the YouTube to converter site, download it, and then we're going to be taking a look at the files that we are going to get from that. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go back over to our thing. Okay, paste. So you can't use your keyboards to directly copy paste. We gotta do it this way. So you open that side panel up, click the clipboard, put the link you want to copy in there, and then once you go back in here, you can then paste it like that. So boom, we're gonna convert. We're gonna do MP3. Alright, and then we're gonna download the super secure file, and you can see there it's downloaded. So there's two ways on Linux to view your files. You can obviously use the GUI, graphical user interface, or you can use terminal. We're cool, so we're gonna use the terminal. Alright, so we've downloaded the file here. We've converted our YouTube link into an MP3, and you can see we got two files here, right? We got song.mp3 and we got song.mp3, right? So at first glance, you know, that's pretty weird. Like, why would we get two files when you just, you know, are expecting one? And that's kind of what Mixkitty is investigating, right? Like, why is this happening? Let's go back to the event here. You can see once downloaded, download folder, blah blah blah, right click, extract. Alright, boom. So we're going to be using the command line here. So what we're going to do is extract this to, yeah, we'll just do it to the home, whatever. Yeah, typically you want to be a little more organized here, but we're just going to do it just because. So let's make sure that worked. So you can see here we got song, and where's so don't see song in there, which is weird. Okay, there we go. Boom, it's working. So you can see we got some there and song there. So what they want us to do now is use the file command. So file command is going to tell us what kind of file it is. So we'll do MP3 first, song MP3. Alright, boom. So you can see right here, it actually is an audio file, and pretty much it's good to, I mean, we can do some, we're going to do a little bit of diver deeping just to make sure we're 100% on whether or not that is a song file or not. And then now we're going to take a look at song. Alright, so now you see it, right? So even though it says it's an MP3, right, it's actually a MS Windows shortcut file type. So for example, for the person that's not, you know, inclined technologically, they're gonna just think it's an MP3, right? And so if we ran this on a Windows machine, right now we don't know what would happen because we don't know what the actual file's gonna do yet, and we're definitely gonna dive into that a little bit here in this task. So that's a little scary, right? Because like what happens if you open up song, that's gonna work, right? That's gonna be your song, it's gonna work, you're gonna hear the song that you downloaded from YouTube. But then if you open this out of curiosity, things can happen, right? So let's go back here to the task. You can see we got the same output, so that's good. And you can see it gives us a little bit more background on the file, right? So MS Windows shortcuts, also known as a .link file. The file type is used in Windows to link to another file, folder, or application. These shortcuts can be used to run commands, right? So there you have it. If you've ever seen a shortcut on a Windows desktop, you already know what they are. So I'm sure all of you, save things like your games or browsers to the website. You double click it, boom, it opens, right? That's a link file. And we're going to be using EXIF tool here to analyze what exactly is in this .link file. So EXIF tool is a really cool tool. It shows us the metadata of files. And metadata is essentially data that's put into files, to put simply. So every time you take a picture, for example, the picture is going to have the device it was taken on, the location, the time, date, information about the picture, where it was taken, all that kind of information's on your photos, right? So that's why, and a lot of people don't know this, right? You take a selfie, you take a picture with your family, you just think it's a picture of your family, but in there is actually a lot of identifying information, and a lot of people aren't aware of this. So what we're going to be doing is taking a look at both the files, just so I can show you the difference. So we'll do the legit one first. Alright, boom. So we got all the information here. You can see the full name is song.mp3. It's 4.4 megabytes. The date and time it was created, permissions, file type mp3, etc, etc, etc. And you can see here the artist is Tyler Ramsey. Yeah, so it's a pretty standard audio file. So now if we take a look at the bad one, you can see it looks a little different, right? File size is significantly less, so this should automatically be a red flag too. If you download a song and it's 2.1 kilobytes, you should be like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I would expect this to be at least a couple megabytes, especially if it's an MP4, which is video, then it should be way, way more than just a couple megabytes. But right here, another red flag, PowerShell.exe, right? And you can see here it's a link file when it was created. And they actually give us the script here. So you can see here, this is what it's doing. So we can see here it's running PowerShell, it's bypassing, not opening a window, so you don't know this is happening, it's all happening in the background. We're going to open up a web client, download a file here from this link. So we're going to go ahead and copy, or can we just, copy link address. So we're going to do that, and then, because we're going to need to investigate that, and you can see it's a PS1 file here, right? So let's go back to the task. You can see that's pretty much what we saw, and this breaks down the commands for you in case you wanted to know a little bit more about exactly what each part of the script is doing. So they want us to go to the browser and put that link in, so that's what we'll do. Alright. And also, if you're actually trying to investigate real malicious things, do not just paste links in your browser. Make sure you're in a sandboxed environment or a virtual machine like this, where when you turn it off, everything you did isn't saved. and you can also just delete it. And that way you're protecting yourself and your actual computers from any malicious things that you're dealing with. So here we go. We got the PowerShell script that's downloaded when you run that link file. You can see here Glitch is the one that made this. We got some information here, right? Created by the one and only m.m. So now we have kind of an identifier, a handle that this glitch is going by. Before we didn't have this, right? So now we know he goes by m.m, so we can kind of use that in the future to do some more OPSEC, which task is going to lead us through. So what is this PowerShell script doing? Just for people that want to know, well, you can see right here, it's looking for crypto wallets. So if you have any of these on your computer, it's going to get them. And this looks like a crypto jocking script. So just be careful with your crypto, guys, out there. And then actually, if you see this here, he's sending the stolen info to a command and control server right here. http papashell.thm/data. So what this script is effectively doing, searching your Windows machine for any of these wallets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, and Dogecoin. And then if it finds any of those, it's going to take all the information and all the data of it. It's going to connect to this server right here. And then it's going to send all that data over to the glitch m.m. He's going to have that, and you're probably going to lose all your cryptocurrency. So that's essentially what this script is doing in a nutshell. Obviously, they're going to explain it to you here, so you can see the script is about the same. And you can see here the script is designed to collect highly sensitive information from the victim system, such as cryptocurrency wallets, save browser credentials, and send it to the attacker's remote server. So now we're going to be searching for who.m.m is, right? So this is an OPSEC task, operational security is what that means. So typically what we're doing here is we're searching any publicly accessible database or website for information on the person, thing that we're trying to do research on, right? So what they want us to do is, and you can see here this line's pretty important. So what they want us to do here is search on github.com this, or they're generous and they just give us a straight link to the repository. And we're just going to use this link here just to save us some time. But if you wanted to do this all the way through, what you would do is you would take that phrase, and then you would go to github.com, you have to sign in to search repositories and all that stuff. And then you go here, right? You can see it. They put it in the search, and then it would pull up all these repositories that match that phrase, right? So let's see. So we got a couple different repositories here. And what they want us to do is open this one right here. So we'll open it up. Alright, so we see a conversation here he posted. So we see MM Warville. He posted the script, and there's kind of an conversation going on there. So what we want to do is find more information about this guy, right? Because if this guy posted the script, it's safe to assume that he's actually the one that wrote the script, because it's m.m in the script, and then this guy's Warville THM, and actually you can see the m.m right there, right after his name. So we're going to click on that, and then you can see here we got some repositories. So let's look at his config files, m.m, right? Alright, boom, there you have it, right? So in his readme, he put his actual name, right? So now we know m.m is malware, and he's running things in Warville town. So this kind of goes to show why you need to be careful and have operational security, because a lot of times these things are easy to overlook, and they could be the one thing that brings you down in the end. So let's go back to the task to see if we did the right thing. So yeah, here we found this. We saw the conversation. Here's introduction to OPSEC, so they give you a little bit of, what it means and the different types of OPSEC. So you can see reusing usernames, email address, or account handles across multiple platforms. That can all lead back to you. Using identifiable metadata, we talked about that a little bit. Posting publicly on public forums, or failing to do a VPN or proxy to hide your real IP address. So you guys can read that a little bit. And here's some examples. So Alpha Bay admin. So this is actually a pretty funny story. So when he the reason he was taken down is because the initial emails he sent out had his personal email address in them, and then he later changed that, but the FBI was able to get those early emails. They found his email address, and from there they kind of just profiled him and doxed him all the way. So you can read more about that there if you want. So now we've uncovered who MM is. He's malware, and we found the malicious script that he developed, and that's pretty much this whole task, guys. And here we have an ending credit scene, so I'll just read that for you guys. As McSkitty continued digging, a pattern emerged that didn't fit the persona she was piecing together. A different handle appeared in obscure places, buried deep in the details. Who's MSkitty muttered, the mystery deepening. Even though all signs on the website seemed to point to Glitch as the author, it became clear that someone had gone to great lengths to ensure Glitch's name appeared everywhere. Yet the scattered traces left by suggested a deliberate effort to shift the blame. Boom, there you have it. So here we're, you just kind of go back through it, get all the answers to this questions. We uncovered all of this. So it looks like the song.mp3 file is not what we expected. Run exif tool on song mp3 in your terminal. Find out who the author is, right? So we did this, and let's just go back through it. So this is where we run it. The author here is the artist, so we'll get that. Tyler Ramsby. Alright. Boom, submit. Alright, one down. Now they want the malicious PowerShell script that sends stolen info to a C2 server. What is the URL of this C2 server? So we can go up here. That's going to be the Papa shell. And just because I don't feel like alright, looks like we're going to have to go back in there. But yeah, so that's going to be the Papa shell one, so we can get that from here. I closed it. Alright, so we're going to get that shell from here, so you can see this is what they want right here. We'll copy that. Alright, so we'll put it in here. I had it there the whole time. But we'll put it in there, submit. Alright, and who is MM? So we found out he was malware. And what is the number of commits on the GitHub repo where this was raised? So go back to the attack box, and we will go here, go IS, because that is the script, and you can see right here the number of commits. So there's only one. We'll put that in. And that's it. We've completed the task. And now we continue on in the next one. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching this video, walking through this with me. And I'm going to be posting, the next one as soon as possible. And I would really appreciate some feedback in the comments. So, what I did good, maybe what I can improve on. And then that way I'm always improving, right? Because that's the most important thing for me. And if you did like, the content, if you want to stick around, see the rest of the advent, definitely drop a follow, a subscribe, a like on this video. And until the next time, guys, peace out and stay frosty.